Hi, today we're going to talk about learning objectives. I think the first thing to do is define what is a learning objective. And it is the statement that defines your expectations or your goal of an activity. And so in order to have that statement in mind that, we're not just doing a cute, fun activity, there's meaning behind it and a purpose for that. And so the learning objective gives it that clear, defined statement. One of the acronyms that's really helpful is to think of SMART. We want our learning objective to be SMART, and that is specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, and targeted. And if we follow that acronym of SMART, we're going to have a really well worded learning objective. The best thing to do is kind of start backwards of what is that standard that we want to tie our activity into. So for our example, for first grade science inquiry standard, there is standard 1.2.PO3, and that's scientific testing. And it is participating in planning and conducting investigations and recording data. And then section 3 is using simple tools such as rulers or thermometers to collect that data. So if we take that example and think about our acronym SMART, and then also using Bloom's taxonomy, what kind of thinking skills are we looking at? So we're going to be looking at analysis, that we are investigating as part of that analysis thinking skill. And so using Bloom's action verbs help us to remember how to keep them measurable, that those action verbs make sure that they're measurable and we're not just saying understand or know or using vague terms, but we're using those real measurable terms. So back to that scientific example, that if we were to have an activity that is measuring the height of a plant as it grows, a strong learning objective would be using a ruler, children will measure growth of a plant and record the height of the plant in their science journal. So a way to see if that really meets all of the goals of a learning objective is to look at the ABCs. So in the ABCD, we're going to have the audience, the behavior, the condition, and the degree. So in my example, the children are the audience, the behavior is to measure, and the condition is using a ruler, and the degree is the height of the plant. And so we've given a clear objective in what we want them to do, and it also states how we'll assess it, that we will have this finding in a science journal that we can look at and see if they were able to do that with accuracy and to be able to find that. So hopefully using SMART and using the ABCs of objectives will help you to write better objectives in the future.